I just realized something else. Um, so if you want to have a huge impact, the most important thing for that is language. So, uh, to make it easier, let's suppose uh, take the world, like the powerful nations, for example, Russia, China, and USA. So they have, first of all, good amount of population, and to make use of that population, you have to tell them what is wrong or what is right or what is good or what is bad. How do you tell them? With language. Now, for example, in Bangladesh, which is my country, we fought for our language and we eventually won the war, or people just let us win the war. I don't know, because I have confusions. Anyways, so we fought for our language. Uh, we were oppressed to speak in Urdu because of Pakistan was trying to dominate us, which they were already doing. So they were trying to teach us their language, because if we could speak their language and understand their language, they would have benefits and they would need to use less complicated things, or they have to use less time. So when you know one language only, but you don't have secondary languages, so things get a bit very problematic. Like, if you want to influence a lot of things, a lot of people, and in doing into a lot of things, you need language, good language, and efficient language. So, for example, English. So, English is very widespread language. I think it's the second most used language. The first is Mandarin. So let's say Mandarin is being spoken by 1.5 billion or more or less. I am not sure. 1 point more or less than 1.5 billion peoples, which is huge. And in English, around or more than 1 billion people are speaking in English. And now you can say, what about Hindi? I don't think everybody in India can speak Hindi, because it has more than 1.2 billion people in it, but there is a huge diversity in their language. That's why they are different. They're united but different. But Many people cannot understand Hindi, as I am assuming. If they could understand Hindi, they could have told people in Hindi to do that and not this, and they could have like found two people's more, or like more people, more work, more time. Like one people working 24 hours, two people were working 48 hours, like that ratio. So you could have gained a lot, which because of language you are not able to. But the Chinese could. They value their language, and I am also talking in English because I have to spread this video to work. My audience is definitely English speakers, first, second, or third language, whichever it is. So yeah, you language is a very important and crucial part of our lives. So about my country, I feel that we are very responsible about language. We don't care about it, to be very honest. We literally don't care about our language. We can speak in our language, like আমি বাংলায় কথা বলতে পারি, কিন্তু we don't actually properly utilize our language. Yes, our language is very hard, but our language is very deep. For example, if you want to describe something hugely, like huge description and lots of things, lots of points, you definitely can do with that with Bangla. But in English it's like I am hungry, it's like 3 words. Like English and French, I think they are very efficient. Like they don't require that much time, they don't require that much effort, they don't require that much energy to prove a point or make something to work. In which Bangla we need to describe what we are actually doing, but people tend to skip that describing part. People are just like they're just being ignorant. That's why our population is very backdated, because of not using the language properly. I'm just realizing this right now. Okay, efficiency is a crucial thing, I know, but not trying or not acknowledging what you have is much more crucial thing. So there's that about language and things. I'm just like freaking out in my mind. What are people doing? People could be so much more impactful if they were concerned about language and what they can do, like the power of the language. But for example, Rubik's Cube's language and computer language, the more language people knows, the more updated language people knows, the more it is good for their programmers and programs and programmers. And Rubik's Cube, it has a simple language which we all can understand. like right, left, and like the algorithms, it's also like indicated with the language. So yeah, language is important. If you cannot communicate with anyone, you cannot go places. So understanding language is very important. That's for today.